What is up, everybody? It's your boy, the Mexican Christian, and today, again, we gonna be exposing Catholicism again because of its pagan cores. Okay, number one, Ash Wednesday is the day. Okay, so any of you Catholics that have been fooled into believing that has anything to do with the resurrection, it doesn't. Okay, nowhere in the Bible is that even found. We're gonna do a little word search after this. It's gonna be kind of a little fun video, but at the same time, it's gonna probably gonna anger a lot of y'all that are participating in the satanic event because it is again paganism merged with Christianity. That's the whole Catholic cult. Okay, so here you got Ishtar, pronounced Easter. Okay, now you can read that for yourself. It's the Babylonian goddess, and the fertility symbols of sex are the egg and the bunny. Okay, I'm telling you, those Babylonians were some weirdos. Those guys actually were the ones who invented basically modern soap with animal fat and uh, dried wood, you know, and wood ashes. Okay, but anyway, this stuff is not in the Bible at all, just to prove that we gonna go to the Bible. Okay, now, okay, here we got a little icon, enter words or phrases in quotes. What does a bunny, eggs, and all the little stuff have to do with the Bible? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Easter is mentioned in the Bible, but nothing to do with the whole purpose of Christianity. Only mentioned once in the Bible, and it's referring to a pagan. Okay, and when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to four quarters of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, why is that in the King James Bible?" Oh, well, Herod was a pagan. He celebrated pagan holidays. They're gonna tell you, "Oh, that should be translated Passover." Okay, Pascha can be translated in either two ways, just how it could be translated in two ways in, of course, Spanish. Spanish is Easter, La Pascua de Resurrección. English is La Pascua, and it's something else I think I forgot. But anyway, people here like, oh, it should have been translated Passover. But Herod, he was a pagan. He wasn't a Jew. He was a pagan. So why would it be translated Passover if his whole special day was not Easter? It was the Pass. I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense. Why would a pagan be celebrating the Passover if his little day is Easter? That's where all this pagan nonsense comes from anyway. Let's look up let's look up eggs, because Easter's already mentioned in the Bible. Okay? Eggs, Old Testament, okay? No results found. So as you can see, stuff from the Old Testament, they're not talking about bunnies and all that stuff. Certain type of eggs you gotta go find. No, that's a pagan holiday at its origin and at its core. You could do your research yourself if you're still in denial. The whole thing of fasting and stuff like that. I mean, fasting's not a bad thing, but when you command to abstain from meats, yeah, we're gonna get into that. But right quick, let's look up bunny. No results found. Let's look up Easter bunny. No results found. What about hare? Hare would be a more, biblical type of no results found. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure y'all get the point. I mean, there's no such thing as a Easter hare with eggs that you gotta go. There's nothing, okay? The only references onto that are what? From the Old Testament and the New Testament, but they're not relating to anything other than, actual hair. Not really bunnies. Hair, actually. Hair. That's not even how you spell hair. But anyway, you guys get the point. There's no Easter bunnies or none of that. But let's look up commanding, because this is what you guys do. This is what you Catholics do. You guys commanding to abstain. You guys command to abstain from meats. We'll be right back. Now you can go ahead and read this whole thing right here. First Timothy chapter 4. But right here is the important one, chapter 3. This clearly debunks Catholicism with the whole vow of celibacy for the priest, and they can't get married because they would break their oath, forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meats which God hath created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. That's exactly what Catholics teach. Don't eat meat because it's the Holy Week. It's the Semana Santa. It's the Holy Week. No, it's not. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that his later times shall come, depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Catholicism. Don't try and lie. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their own conscience seared with a hot iron. That's exactly what you Catholics do when you're trying to say you don't worship idols. You worship idols because you are on the ground worshiping just like a Buddhist, just like a Muslim, just like any other cult out there in the world. Paganism, witchcraft, they all bow down to their idol. You guys worship idols. If you guys lied, and you guys are just some hypocrites. That's all I can say. There's no nice way to say it. You guys are just a bunch of lost hypocrites who are bound for hell. And I'm sorry for that. I feel sorry. I truly do feel sorry. Most of my family is Catholic, so hey, salute them for me. I'm out. Peace.